Imagine discovering that the Pope who leads the Church was not canonically elected, that the conclave that chose him was null and void from the beginning, that everything, the synods, the appointments, the documents, might be worthless. This isn't science fiction. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's what a Vatican tribunal is officially examining right now. By the end of this video, you'll have all the elements to understand why this news could be the most important in the last 12 years for the Catholic Church. On April 14, 2026, John Henry Weston of LifeSite News published an exclusive scoop. The Vatican Tribunal has confirmed an ongoing investigation into the validity of Benedict XVI's resignation. This isn't a hypothesis. It's a formal investigation confirmed by the Holy See's legal structure. The investigation comes at a time of growing tension between the United States and the Vatican. There is already a petition on Life Petitions calling on President Trump to launch a government investigation into possible American intelligence interference in the resignation of Pope Francis in 2013 and in the conclave that elected him. The issue is moving beyond canonical circles to enter the international political debate. On the same April 14th, former Italian magistrate Angelo Giorgianni sent a formal opinion pro veritate to Cardinal Parolin, Vatican's Secretary of State. In that document, Giorgianni lists 4 canonical defects that render the conclave of May 7th and 8th, 2025, null and void. The first flaw, 133 cardinal electors at the conclave, 13 more than the maximum limit of 120 set by the Apostolic Constitution Universi Dominici Gregis, a limit that has not been waived by any official act. The second flaw, 108 of those cardinals were appointed by Francis. According to a growing body of canonists, Francis was not the legitimate pope, and therefore those 108 cardinals were not valid cardinals. The third vice, after the extra omnes, the closing of the doors of the Sistine Chapel, a cell phone was found in the possession of a cardinal elector, violating the conclave's secrecy. The fourth flaw, reported yesterday by Giorgianni in a second letter to Parolin, a cardinal abandoned the conclave before its conclusion. 4 irregularities, 4 separate and distinct reasons for canonical nullity. To understand why all this happened, we must go back to February 11th, 2011, the day Benedict XVI uttered words that the entire world interpreted as a farewell, but which perhaps was something entirely different. Andrea Cionci is an Italian journalist and art historian. For 6 years, he has been studying a single question. Did Benedict XVI really abdicate? His book, Codex Ratzinger, sold 25,000 copies and won 2 international journalism awards. His research is based on over 1,500 articles, 2,800 podcasts, 185 conferences, and 55 petitions. He is not an amateur. He is a systematic researcher who has built a documentary case step by step. Cionci maintains that the declaratio pronounced by Ratzinger on February 11, 2013 was not an act of abdication. It was a decisio, a decree with which the Pope announced the impediment of the see and the impending usurpation of the papacy. Ratzinger declared that he found himself in the condition of an impeded pope, unable to freely exercise his office, but not deprived of that office. The historical comparison Cionci offers is accurate. Alfonso XIII of Spain, in 1931, left the country without abdicating. He went into exile to protect the legitimacy of the crown from revolutionary pressure. Cionci argues that Ratzinger did the same, a papal exile, to preserve the legitimacy of the Petrine munus. The canonical distinction is fundamental. A pope can renounce the ministerium, the practical exercise of power, without renouncing the munus, the sacred office of the papacy. Benedict XVI, in his Declaratio, used the word ministerium, not munus. For Cionci, that lexical choice wasn't accidental. It was a message for anyone familiar with canon law. The consequences of this reading are canonically devastating. If Benedict XVI never abdicated, the See of Peter was never vacated. Francis was not the Pope, he was an antipope. And if Francis was an antipope, all his acts are canonically null, including the 108 cardinals he created, including Traditionis Custodes, which suppressed the traditional Mass, including Fiducia Supplicans, everything. Cionci publicly challenged anyone to refute this logical chain, even in court. I am ready to answer for what I have said, even before Leo XIV himself, should he wish to clarify. This is not rhetoric. It is the position of someone who knows he can defend every passage with documentary evidence. And now, for the first time, a Vatican tribunal appears to be taking up that challenge. The investigation, confirmed by LifeSite News, isn't just a rumor. It's a formal act of the Holy See's legal structure, an acknowledgement that the matter deserves official scrutiny. But there's a second level to this story. Giorgianni formally requested the Vatican to make public the official minutes of Leo XIV's election to provide a transparent verification of how the vote was conducted. The Vatican has so far not responded. There are Cionci's words that no one has yet refuted in academic or legal circles. I challenge anyone to challenge what I said. I challenge anyone, even in court. These words have remained unanswered for years. Now that a Vatican tribunal has opened an investigation, that challenge becomes more urgent, and those who have remained silent will have to speak out. The question facing every canonist who takes this investigation seriously is this: if the conclave is null for even one of the 4 denounced defects, Leo XIV is not the canonically elected pope, and in that case, the see is still vacant. According to the logic of canon law that emerges from this investigation, there exist today 25 authentic cardinals, those appointed by John Paul II and Benedict XVI before 2013. They are the only ones who would have the right to gather and elect a legitimate pontiff. Traditionalist believers have understood this for years. Years of the Mass suppressed by Traditionis Custodes, of progressive bishops imposed, of doctrinal declarations incompatible with 2,000 years of magisterium. The history of the Church has seen this before: antipopes, schisms, contested conclaves for centuries. The Church has always found a way out through fidelity to canon law and tradition. What makes this moment different is that for the first time, a Vatican judicial body has confirmed that the investigation is underway. If the investigation confirms that the resignation was invalid, every Catholic faithful will be faced with only one question: what do we do now? The answer is not panic. It's in tradition. It's in the Mass of all time, which no antipope has the power to suppress, because it belongs to Christ, not to men. Benedict XVI had an episcopal motto: Cooperatores Veritatis, co-workers with the truth. Perhaps that truth is finally emerging, even through the corridors of the Vatican courts. What do you think? If you liked the video, comment Amen. God bless you.